Hey, it ain't Fat Albert. It's your boy Web3, a jerky boy I plan to be. My co-host Jerry P.
What's up?
This is Tattoo Talk. This is Seventh Seal, and these are the gentlemen from history class.
Hello.
That's us.
Alan Branch, Timmy Whaler. What are you guys studying in this history class?
Great question. I'll pitch it to Alan.
Oh, you want me to take that?
What is it? What is history class?
What is history class? You
want
want to tell them? History class is a brewery downtown. Tim makes incredible beer. He's got 3 brewing assistants with him, helping him out. And we make amazing food. And we also tell the stories of the town. We have great stories in this town.
And what town is it?
Bay County and Panama City in general. We're focused on Panama City and downtown,
okay.
but Bay County in general has some pretty incredible just stories.
Involve the beach every once in a while.
Yeah, yeah.
We got the mash burn, right?
Well, the beach kids. You got to represent the beach kids.
I mean, we're beach kids.
Beach kids. Surfside, probably.
Oh, yeah, we did
Beach,
Surfside.
Smurfside, yeah.
But you know, back then, whenever we were growing up, there was no high school on the beach, so we did Bay High.
It's true.
Stay High, Bay High.
Home of the Red Eye.
Tornadoes.
Fight
Tornadoes.
The best.
Had to get over that bridge.
Oh, man, what a ride. What a ride.
Yeah.
I was just telling these young whippersnappers that complaining about going back to school. I had to get up for the bus and be on the bus at 6:04 a.m. It was like an hour and 10. I lived on the west end of the beach. Yeah.
It's a haul.
Yeah. So the name history class is like a vibe of incorporating the history of Bay County and the city of Panama City.
Yeah, a lot of times breweries pick a certain story or name themselves out of a mountain or whatever's near them, and we couldn't pick just one story.
Gotcha.
We wanted to, and I also love names that kind of are weird, like the library. Right. I'm going to, and it's that kind of thing.
Sure.
So history class, and that decision took us a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah.
Going back and forth.
Any regret now?
No.
Don't tell anyone if there is.
No,
cool. So you're solid on this idea. You came up with wanting to incorporate things that have happened in the past in the community, which is a great idea. Good marketing tool. Brings people in. The nostalgia. People that are over 21, they like shit that they were doing whenever they were kids and possibly drinking when they weren't old enough. So I like it.
Yeah.
Sweet. What are some of the things that you guys are doing? Because I've seen some of the stuff online. I haven't gotten over that or over to the actual, the spot to check it out yet, which I'm going to and I want to.
Well, like each week, Tim releases a couple new brews every week. Some of them are return brews, but some of them are new, so you can talk about the beer.
Yeah.
Since it is a brewery.
We keep it fresh.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you doing over there? You mashing up the mash? You're yeasting up the yeast? What's going on, bro?
That's right.
Hopping with the hops?
Mashing everything by hand with our feet.
Okay. Some Lucille Ball shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, beer focus is just to keep a whole spectrum of beers.
Okay.
Try to have beers that the community wants and have some fun too. So we have some standards now that people are like, you have to brew this again. So we bring back the winners and bring back something new every week. Almost every week, we have at least one new beer on. Okay. So there's always something new to come down and try, and that's the fun of it. That's why I'm in on the beer side, is to make sure it's fun and fresh and we don't take it too seriously.
You're slinging all these draft.
It's all over the bar. Yeah. Even the to-go crowlers are, served over the bar.
Okay.
So yeah.
Sweet. And how many taps do you guys have open?
We have 16 taps.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you try to have those all with y'all's beer, or do you feature other beers?
Yeah, we have some guest taps. Like right now we have a guest cider on just to kind of fill any void we may have in the lineup.
That outsider cider.
Yeah.
Well, when we started doing the business, we bought a minimal amount of equipment to be like, this is the equipment we need to pay the bills.
That's right.
And we blew through so much beer the first couple of weeks, we were like, we need to buy more equipment.
Okay.
And it takes so long to catch. We're still catching up. We've added probably $25,000, $30,000 in equipment since we've opened, which has increased our production 2 or 3 fold. And so we're just now catching up. So we're slowly filling back our taps.
So you're doing good so far.
Yeah, doing great.
Nice. Good for you.
Community's been awesome.
How long have you been open?
Great question. This COVID stuff, right? So, we're like, we're going to open, and then like the whole world shuts down. Like,
Never heard of it. Elaborate.
It's this little thing that people cough, and they cough germs on you or something.
Mm-hmm.
But we were going to open
wash your balls.
Wash, especially the last part. But April, we were going to open in April or May, and then got delayed a month, and then we went to go only and did just to go beers with a crowler machine.
Yeah.
And but we've been officially opened for 2 months.
Okay, and you're able to do that because you do serve food, is what you're saying.
Food. It makes it Corona proof.
Yeah.
When you have food on site.
Yeah.
But we had a kitchen from day one, a full kitchen, restaurant license. So we're technically a brew pub.
Yeah.
And we have
which is a good thing. You need to stop that alcohol up. You know what I'm saying? People that drink, they're gonna get hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have Dan, the manager. Dan's from Panama City, went to Mosley. Phenomenal chef. Our cooks are amazing. So it's not like we're slinging crappy ass food. It is really good food, and we're really proud of the food.
What's some of the things that you're featuring as far as the food goes?
Well, we just bought a smoker, so we have a commercial smoker now. So we are smoking wings, and then we drop them in the fryer and flash fry them so they crisp up a little bit.
Okay, I love smoked wings.
I'm telling you, yeah. You walk in, you start smelling the smoked wings
all day long. It's
smoker. I'll smoke my own wiener.
I don't really want to try that, but I'll take
it's for me. I'm not sharing.
No, don't share. Corona. But yeah, we have Wagyu beef.
So we're gonna rock the Kolsch first.
So when was the Kolsch has a local honey.
There you go.
And in the 110-gallon batches that we brew, there's 15 pounds of local honey in that beer.
Okay. I'm going to make a suggestion that we go maybe like half on each of that. We can get to all those.
I won't kill you.
Yeah. What is a Kolsch? Is that like a German-style lager?
It's not. It's a German-style
beer.
ale.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's not a lager. Yeah.
Yeah, you had German right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically it's
its own style. That's what a Kolsch is.
Yeah, it's kind of like a light lager style, but with ale yeast.
Okay.
Which that's our ballpark is, ales are quick, so
to
quick
say
beers,
the yeast.
Yeah.
So
to say the yeast, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one.
It's alive, baby.
So when was that brewed? A couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, the Kolsch, believe it or not, is the longest beer for us to brew.
Oh, okay.
So this was a 27
Oh, it takes
beer.
the longest to brew?
Yeah.
To ferment.
Oh, okay. The brewing process.
So when I say brewing, I mean
the process
actual cooking what people think of brewing and then letting the yeast do what it does.
Okay.
Yep. So the German ale yeast is just a little bit slow to mature. So
that comes from Germany, the hops, or it's just the style that you make it?
Yeah, pretty much. So we have German hops, German yeast, and German malt. So it's, true to style-ish.
Okay.
I guess the Germans would be upset because we put 15 pounds of honey in it.
Well,
but,
I've been a professional. Well, we're in Florida. Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, man.
Very generous with the brew.
And these glasses are special glasses. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah, what
Tim was
you hear
adamant
that? You hear
about.
That? It's crispy now. Oh, yeah, I don't have headphones. It's so quiet now. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you.
Tim has been really good about pushing us to not accept what Panama City would consider like good enough. Panama City gets the Kmart version of everything.
Yeah, well, why is that?
Because we allow it.
Okay.
And
settle.
so,
Don't settle, man.
This glass is.
We're not doing that over here, as you can see.
You guys are legit. But this glass is designed for beer. It's got a wider hole in it for your nose because you taste a lot through your nose. And if you look in the bottom, there's an etching. You barely see it. It's a little tiny.
I see it.
But that actually helps release the carbonation as you drink.
It's 2 drops, one going one way. It's actually a 69 of drops.
So that'll maintain the head on the beer, which,
It's a little nucleation.
That's
See,
it.
Tim's always
It's
educating me
nucleated,
too.
Yeah.
And what kind of glass is this technically called?
This is called the Revival glass.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's original.
This is a good beer, man. I like it.
Glad you like it. So we kegged this today.
Okay.
So
it's fresh.
There does a little maturing in the keg, so in like 4 days from now it'll actually be crystal clear.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I like it.
So
it's
is
pretty
this?
good beer.
You like it, Jerry? I mean,
It's,
tell you if
I
you
like
don't
that.
it.
What I like about it is it's got enough of a beer taste to it where you're like, I'm drinking a beer, but then there's a little sweetness to it too.
It's almost, with the unfiltered look to it, it makes me think that it's almost like maybe that's my reasoning for saying this, but it's almost like a hazy lager at this point.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's right.
saying? Because I like a lot of hazy IPAs, whereas this doesn't have that high IBU.
That's
you know what
right.
I'm saying? It's smooth.
Yeah.
How long did it sit for?
Is it this? So we brewed it, and then 27 days later we kegged it. Today's
And lagers can be turned around like 14 days. So just to give you perspective.
what ale? Yeah,
Yeah.
mostly ales. So the reason that we don't do lagers at History Class is because they take like 6 weeks to
Oh, really?
get through the beer, and it's
That's why.
you gotta have the we're more like
So do those? Is
Pub
that the
style.
reason that those could end up being more skunky because they sit longer, or no?
yeah, they probably get skunky because once the beer leaves the brewery, it gets heavily abused.
Right.
And we have the luxury of not abusing our beer, so
Right.
yeah, it'll get
Yeah.
if it gets hot.
Well, then a lot of lagers are in like clear or like
That's right.
not
Yeah.
great or green bottles and stuff.
They call that light struck, where
Right,
if
yeah,
the light
yeah,
strikes
yeah.
and there's hops in solution, it will give you that Heineken skunk.
You know that Heineken. I drank Heineken for many years of my life. I drink a lot of beer. I just don't know everything about them. I'm genuinely interested in learning more. Which, if I continue to drink, I'll probably forget it all. That's why I got somebody like you to help me out in life. They started canning Heineken. It wasn't always canned, but maybe like 15 years ago or something. And they were purposely skunking the beer before canning it because it was not tasting the same as their bottled beers. So to deliver that genuine Heineken taste, they had to skunk the beer before
Yeah,
releasing it. It's a fucking mad world.
I believe
whatever.
that because
Yeah.
the big American breweries at some point switched away from actually using as much hops and started using extract versions, and they had to modify the flavors.
Yeah. It's
to
like that,
match what the customers used to.
That's like
drinking.
that fucking McDonald's movie when they're I don't remember the movie, but it's pretty crazy. They're coming up with all these different flavorings and injections to create the meats, and
Yeah,
don't do that to your beer.
yeah, we don't do that to the beer. We keep it natural. That's why, like I said, this one
You're
it's still a
actually
little hazy.
craft beer because you're handcrafting it. And
yeah.
that's what craft beer is, right? Handcrafted beer. So how the fuck is Blue Moon a craft beer?
Well, someone's handcrafting Blue Moon.
Years ago,
just-
before it
that's
became
right.
like
the recipe was
exploded.
handcrafted.
Originally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was actually one of the first ones I ever heard of, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think,
Yeah.
I think the craft word is, a
Thrown
hard one
around
to
a little bit.
define.
It's
Yeah,
loose.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, I remember ordering a Rolling Rock in the early 2000s, being like, this is some fancy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a green beer.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking import.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nutrient in beer is independent beer.
Is that
We're
what it is?
definitely independent
Okay,
beer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you need a corporate backing to do what you really want to do? What you got to do is just get your name out there. You got to get your product out there, and if everyone loves it, hey man, I lived down south for a long time, and Funky Buddha was in a place smaller than this. I used to go there and do open mics at their fucking hookah lounge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in 2005, they were doing pony kegs and out of refrigerators and shit. They didn't even have a bar. So I mean, they're all over the world. So
I think most companies that are special have an origin story like that.
Right.
The genesis story is some
Yeah,
ragtag
super cool.
people who just go, let's fucking do something. And they do something that's a little odd, and it catches on, and over the course of 10 years, everything looks like an overnight success, but it really takes 10 years.
yeah.
So I look at Apple, look at all those companies, they all start out, a couple dudes, a couple people.
And you're just trying to make history repeat itself.
Well, it's most of history.
I mean, if you could be like Apple, I mean, you're doing decent. I mean, Steve Jobs isn't alive. You don't want to be him, obviously.
No, we don't have any sort of crazy aspiration. None of us got this, like, how do we make millions of dollars? We
No.
both still keep our full-time jobs.
And that's why people like
Yeah.
Funky Buddha and a lot of these, smaller people that have had success is the same reason. You know, I watched you, you know, through Instagram and social media. You've been brewing beer from your house, and kind of you did it as a passion, as a hobby, and you know, you guys linked up, and I think it's a perfect match. That's a fucking good beer. When did you start doing the home brews?
Started homebrewing in 2011, but I had definitely the craft beer bug long before that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was overdue to start homebrewing. I just
Did
didn't
you
have
go
the
to
time.
any school for it, or you're just
The school of the interwebs.
Yeah, you're that backwoods meth lab kind of
That's
guy.
right.
That
Yeah.
welcome to Bay County. baby.
That was the other name. I can't believe the Backwoods Meth Lab Brewery in historic downtown Panama City.
Is the building next to you vacant? Be careful, because someone might jump in there.
Yeah. No stainless, all plastic.
It's just the building's actually construction dumpsters.
Nice.
With
Oh wait,
Yeah.
this will be Jerry over here on this
All right. Yeah, we're doing.
I'm here.
We're rocking round 2.
Whenever you're ready.
Dude,
Whenever you're
I've
ready.
been ready. If you didn't notice, I'm
Yeah.
a professional.
I see that.
literally, actually, he drinks beer every day.
And you know what I actually like is the whole transformation into cans. Because we're talking about you can get skunked beer or whatever, and this can is supposed to preserve the beer, give it its, you know, its best possible taste, doesn't go bad in the fridge. Canned beer was kind of frowned upon, you know, a certain number of years ago, but it's great. You can have it in the beach. You know, we live in a place where, you know, you can't have bottles down at the beach, so
Plus,
I like it.
You know, as opposed to a growler, you know, you go to Shell Island or wherever, you got to carry on this jug now, as opposed to just crushing a can and throwing it in a bag.
I like drinking some craft beers out of a can, but if you really want to get the greatest taste for most ales and things like that, you want to pour it in a glass, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody has their own way. I'm not a committed to the glass guy. I think the best way to have any beer is on draft, because that's
which is in a glass.
That's seen the least of use, and that is in a glass.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
if I'm at home and I have a can of craft beer,
I'll do it
it's
too.
probably going in a koozie, and I'm just cracking it and drinking
Well, and if we're the Brewers Association, the best way to drink a craft beer is with friends.
Yes.
Oh, there it is. Well, I notice certain beers. I notice certain beers, if I drink it out of a can, taste different than if I pour it in a glass.
Yeah, well, that is true.
Like, I don't like to drink a Sierra Nevada out of a bottle.
Well, you got to release the CO2 too, or in your stomach.
Right. Sure. Yeah, release the CO2, but also the reason that this glass is so good is because you get your nose in there, and when you drink out of a can, you're not. I mean, Sierra Nevada is all about Cascade hops, and if you can't smell them,
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. It releases the aroma, and it's just.
It's almost a disservice to the brewer and who puts all the time into it to drink it out of the.
Yeah. So, and you want to get to know it, so you got to be nosy.
Yeah, you got to get in there.
Hey, what the fuck you up to? What is this here?
So Summer Session is a summer session ale.
Not too much.
The reason it's not really like, I don't like putting it in a styles because it's a mix of all kinds of good stuff. It's got a Norwegian ale yeast that's like a Norwegian farmhouse yeast that ferments in like 3 days. It's like mad scientist quick.
Okay.
And so it throws a little haze the way we do it. There's no wheat or anything to make the haze. It's just the yeast is still in suspension.
Yeah, it tastes light still. It doesn't taste weedy.
Yeah, it's it's a session beer. It's light.
Yeah, I'm
it's
a
not
session
overly
guy.
hopped.
I'm getting too old to drink these 8% beers all day.
We really focus on session beers, right? Because we want the community to come together, have a good time, have some food, and not overdo it.
Right. Forgive my ignorance. Does it cost more money to make a 12% beer as opposed to make a 5% beer?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Just because in order to get enough sugar out of the grains to make the higher alcohol, you have to have more grain.
And that's what makes the alcohol.
That's right.
And grain is literally your cost of making beer.
No grain, no pain.
Well,
no grain, no gain.
Yes. I would say that hops are the most expensive raw material to get.
The pace that this brewery moves at, and we're just putting beers out. Oftentimes, like, hey, what do you want to name this beer? We're about to put it on tap,
It's
and we're
on
like,
tap.
Summer Session Ale.
Well, I mean, as I'm doing recipes, I have to name them.
Well, that's also that's very, straight to the point. If you got someone in there that's a fan of summer ales, they're going to be like, let me try the summer.
Sure.
Because this thing does taste like summer, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I had a girlfriend named Summer back in the day, and she was not this sweet. It has nothing to do with the yeast.
I know one Summer from Bay High. I'm not going to say the name.
It probably was her. God damn it.
How many summers went to Bay High?
At least probably 2. I think there was 2.
Yeah.
Summer teeth.
I didn't
Summer
pay attention.
going this way, summer going that way.
Summer there, some ain't. Yeah.
Mm. Timmy, we were friends throughout. We played.
Story time.
Yeah, welcome.
Beach
Gather around the
football.
fireplace.
Football.
We played on the Tiny Mites or Pee Wee's football league. Yeah, we were definitely probably like 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
We played football a few
Yeah.
years. We also had some time in high school. We did some skateboarding. We did some fucking rollerblading together. We did some jamming out to some music.
Jelly
And,
beans rollerblading?
I mean, this was a little after
this
that.
was the streets.
Yeah, that's what we were.
street rats
Straight
out there.
fruit booters,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, aggressive inline.
Oh,
Yeah.
X Games,
Janko
break
gyms.
your
So
wrist.
good.
Don't tear up my grind plates. And one of the first times in high school, were you 1 grade ahead of me or 2? 1 grade ahead, right?
Yeah, we were one
You,
up.
you were
yeah.
99?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was class of 2000. One of the, I got drunk with you plenty of times in high school, but one of the times I really got shit-faced, we were drinking some beer out in the woods by your house, and it was just MGD, and I just remember that was like, you were like, yeah, we're going to get some MGD, and it was like, you were super proud of it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a score. It wasn't.
Yeah, I don't even think they fucking make that anymore.
No, they don't. I wish they
Yeah.
did.
Well, good alcohol in high school was like
Miller
quite the
Genuine
elaborate-
Draft.
Yeah.
Oh, Foster's also was a big thing
It
with us
was,
back
yeah.
then. Foster's.
Ice House. Yeah.
Nice.
Ice House kid.
Some
no
fucking
way.
natty. I used to get a case of Natty Light, and it was like $11. You could get the suitcase
Yeah.
at 24, and you go drink it down on the beach.
And
Did
then,
it Del Champs.
Oh,
Little
fuck,
bit.
Dale Champs. Hot damn.
and then Natty Ice came out, and
Yeah.
everybody was like tasting it, like, this tastes terrible. I'm like,
Yeah, it's double the
it's
alcohol.
the same as Natty Light, just
Yeah. I think Natty Light is in like the 2s or 3% alcohol. It's like three something. Right?
It's low. Yeah. It's low. So those Natty Light drinkers come into the brewery and are used to drinking Natty Lights, and they come up, they're like, there's no way this beer is only 5%. I'm
Right.
like, it is.
Right.
Trust
Well,
me.
we get it honest. Was my point of that story is that we've been
Yeah,
drinking
right.
beers ever since. When was the first time you got drunk? Can you remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Yeah. And I had to drive my buddy's
very
truck
proud of you.
home.
Oh wow.
And it was a standard.
Oh
At
nice.
14, yeah.
See, that's why
It's a
you're
good night.
here.
It's a good
That's how
night.
you made it here.
Good thing the dirt bike riding came in,
Oh,
so I knew
boy.
the clutch,
Yeah.
I'm sure I just friggin' revved it and dumped it, but
One down,
Maybe.
fucking 5 up. What do you I actually got drunk on beer for the first time when I was 8 years old. I drank like a couple Miller Lights.
get a hold of it.
We stuck. Yeah, there was older kids in my neighborhood. Not gonna say any names. Rodney Roll.
Yep.
Good times. I think Jack Smith was there. Thank you, gentlemen. You made me who I am today. Look how far I've made it.
Yeah.
So, one thing that I noticed from the Facebook posts from y'all's grand opening is that you guys were giving out the armbands. What kind of armbands were they?
Yes, so for the grand opening, we sold tickets. We were really worried that we would have like a whole bunch of people show up and get mad because we couldn't get them inside.
And you had a COVID issue.
And so we sold tickets and gave the money to charities, but the wristbands were how we kept track of people. And the wristbands were actually the last remaining wristbands from Miracle Strip.
Amusement park.
Right, and they're originals, and they dug them out of storage.
They looked original. I was like, where did he go to get these printed?
We got our fingers everywhere, don't we?
Storage unit. See, that's beach.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was saying you're kind of involved in the beach. And the bracelet shit was really cool because I had a couple friends that attended your event and they posted it. So
Yeah.
that definitely caught my attention. That's
Yeah.
some nostalgia that pops up in there.
See, I never went to Miracle Strip because that was like the beach kid thing, and plus with 5 kids in my family, it was always that's too expensive.
It is too expensive.
Yeah, we go to
You
Shipwreck
got to
Island
get your
once in a while.
seasons pass is what it was. Yeah, you get that combo pass and you're really freaking flashing your balls. Is what it is. Give it to me.
Let's do it.
So the Union Soldier is named after the statue in Lynn Haven of a Union soldier. And Lynn Haven was founded by Union soldiers who moved here. One of them was W.H. Lynn, and last name was Lynn. It's Lynn's Haven, basically. And it's like this both one of the southernmost monuments for the Union side of the war.
Oh, that
it's
is
in Lynn Haven.
That is definitely an interesting piece of information.
That is interesting. I wonder how many people know that.
Not many.
They might be salty.
Yeah.
The damn Yanks got a statue down here.
Yeah, that's true. And he faces north.
Appreciate it.
And they all moved down with their pensions, and supposedly during the Depression, they were all been here about 40 years, that the Depression happened. Millville was exploding because they had so many sawmills in Millville. They started moving houses from Lynn Haven to Millville. So imagine a time when Millville was the cool place to live, and Lynn Haven was the place that was deteriorating, and moving houses out of Lynn Haven to Millville.
Wow. That's interesting.
Fun fact, a little history class.
I was going to
right
say.
Here.
That's cool.
There'll be a test later.
Shout out to the Lynn Haven mayor, just got arrested on 60 charges.
And shout out to Union soldiers if they're still around, but probably not.
They'd be rolling over in their graves if they knew y'all were doing that over there in Lynn Haven. Well, I think that's cool that you are incorporating the different things in the history class, because I didn't do much besides sleep in most of my history class. Shout out Mr. Foster, 7th grade history teacher, Surfside Middle School. Picked his nose quite a few times. It was interesting. If you're watching, Mr. Foster, still love you.
Gave you some entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wore a pink sweater
Yeah.
numerous times. It was always very entertaining to me and like Danny Hartzog and Dusty Sinisek.
Was it
Yeah.
pink or salmon?
It was fucking pink, dude. This was before salmon was invented, dude.
Yeah,
There was nothing was salmon in '93. No, that shit was pink, dude. It was like Easter egg,
Nice.
fucking pastel pink. He was ahead of his time, dude. If you think about it, because it wasn't fucking cool to do that back then. You wear that sweater now, it's like, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to play some fucking tennis after this, and I wear a fucking pink
Why
sweater.
would it not be pink?
Yeah. So maybe y'all could start bringing something like that into history class. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
thinking like a biker gang, pink sweaters.
Oh yeah, I
Those
like
tough guys.
it. Yeah.
Like motorcycle bikes
Yeah.
or like actual bicyclists?
I don't mean, you could fucking start a unicycle gang if you're wearing a pink sweater. So this is the Hazy Union Soldier
Yeah, you gotta give it a good sniff too. It
IPA.
smells
And what's the
incredible.
ABV on this bad boy?
I think it's 6.3.
Okay.
I taste a little note of grapefruit in there.
6.3.
Okay, you know your
ABV.
stuff. And do you know the IBUs on these bad boys?
I do, but I won't divulge the IBUs.
Just tell us.
It's
Because
a
you
myth.
don't want to?
It's a myth.
IBUs is a myth. It's
So-
just whoever
so like-
decides to
Well, like
grade
the
it.
new, so like IBUs only measures the hops that you put in when it's brewing, like boiling.
Okay.
So any hops you put in after, which makes a hazy IPA, New England style hazy, juicy, no IBUs. come
Fake
from
news. Fake news.
That. Yeah, so I could tell you that this is only 20 IBUs, but it tastes like it's 85.
Yeah, I was gonna say this
Yeah.
is. I was thinking something like around a 66 or
So if
something.
you
No.
calculated it,
No, not that high.
This is probably 28, 30.
calculated,
Yeah.
but
It's
perceived.
pretty hoppy.
No, this
It's an IPA though, right?
is not hoppy compared to like a double IPA. This is
Well,
low
of course
IBUs.
not.
If we're calculating IBUs, this is low
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
because I don't drink anything above like 38.
But perceived, this is
I
this
like
is
it.
like
I like it.
more than the
Sure.
steels.
Yeah, definitely. You do take hops, but I wouldn't call this hoppy. People have bad experiences with beer, so it's like abusive relationships. They come in, they're like,
He's
I
what?
hate hops. I don't
Anti-hop.
drink any beers with hops. And you're like,
I think all of them. have hops,
yeah.
right?
And you're like, what? So like, what happens is somebody who's a hop head will have a triple IPA.
So you don't even
and
play
give it to
rap
somebody,
music over there.
and they'll say, "Hey, buddy, who's never tried IPA, try this triple IPA." And they're like,
Yeah.
"It's 80 IBUs," and it blows their mouth off, and they don't ever want to try a hoppy beer again. So
Well-
I don't call this hoppy.
Yeah,
This
well,
has
our-
hop.
well
Our-
that's the cool thing about the New England style IPAs is you put them out there, and ours are not extreme versions of it, but people are like, I never knew I liked an IPA, and
Well,
It
how
may
about
be an IPA just because IPA sells.
how about regular like American pale ales? Do those tend to be a little bit higher on the
Yeah,
bitter
they do because
scale?
when you put the hops in the boil,
Yeah.
you get that bitterness. If you
Gotcha.
put the hops in like hazy IPAs, it mostly goes in the fermenter. You get the hop character and aroma and flavor, but you don't get the bitterness. So
And people will like describe that as grapefruity.
yeah,
They think we put grapefruit in there. That's just a characteristic of the hop that you smell. So people often go like, "You put lemons in this." I hate hops, but I taste lemon.
Right.
You're like, "That's
Yeah.
fucking hops, buddy."
I mean, I like grapes,
Sure,
grapefruit, lemon fruit, orange fruit, strawberry fruit.
sure.
fruit.
Yeah. So I don't call this a hoppy beer because I don't taste like a piney.
It's not bitter,
Yeah.
but it is hoppy. But
Most people consider hop
y'all-
eating piney.
Do y'all ever roast your hops or anything like that, or?
no hop roasting.
No hop roasting.
I'll roast the motherfucker right now. Yeah, you don't just get your hops out there and you're like, look at you, you fucking little piece of shit.
Yeah, we roast it. Yeah, like,
Little green looking weed nugget.
No,
yo mama hops.
No, I talk them up. I talk sweet to them.
I don't even fucking hang out with Bugs Bunny, you little hot bitch. Get that rabbit shit out of here.
And then when you've crushed all their self-confidence, I need to throw them in the boil.
No, I do the opposite. I pump them up. Yo, you smell so good. Get in
Yeah,
there and do
good
your
for
thing.
you. You're a hop
do
lover.
your thing. Yeah,
You're a hop
yeah.
lover. Do you,
Every time that bag opens in the brewery,
any of these beers and hops that create a fruity taste, are you putting fruit into the brew?
no. Well,
Okay.
any
Unless you're making a fruit beer.
yeah. So this is just straight up.
But there's
Barley.
there's notes of fruit, and that's
Yeah,
created
that's all
from
the
the
hops.
process and the hops.
There's hops called lemon drop hops.
Yeah, we got lemon drops. Yeah,
There's no lemons in the hops.
No,
it
but
just smells like lemons.
and
So
so
you probably
they-
never dropped them either.
yeah.
Exactly. Until
So-
they're on the boil.
So the essential
go.
oils in the hops have different characteristics that you pick up on. Different varieties of hops. There's like thousands of them.
And what's so essential about oils, anyways?
Well, to beer, you need the essential oils from the hops.
Okay.
It's essential to beer, but
Right.
other than that,
Yeah,
you're not going
it's
around
crazy.
eating anything. You know, I mean, it's essential to me because
Okay.
I like beer.
Well, this is your fucking episode, so
Sure.
it's
Yeah.
very important to me as well.
Yeah.
Let's get into another one, man. What do we got?
And hang on, let me kill this one.
When your AC cuts on, do all your tattoo guns stop working too, like for a split second?
Well,
No, it's just old wiring in the building.
Oh yeah.
no, it's just basically a noise. And people do like to be conditioned with their air on them when they're being tattooed, I believe.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, on the fruit topic,
Yeah.
the next
I'm
one
big on the fruit
is
topic.
the Milkshake IPA with
There it
peach.
is, Jerry.
That's the one I
So
was
this
wanting
is
to try.
actually
Get him your
has-
glass, brother.
I've been meaning to. Let me top this off. I've been meaning to go down there many days to try just that.
This
His
has got the
milkshake
peaches.
brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, "It's better than yours, damn right." I used to do that song in karaoke.
in assuming that's the one people talk about most?
We've only had that out for the second day.
2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
So this is the first of the Milkshake IPA series.
I
And
mean, the
Milkshake
one-
IPA is just an IPA with lactose.
Some
in it.
lactose,
Milk
and
sugar.
lactose is the milk sugar. that
Yeah.
you-
And it gives it that velvety mouthfeel.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be like,
And if you're lactose intolerant, you'll shit yourself. if you
Pretty
drink it.
much. Go
Cool.
for it.
That's
But
kinda
I might
interesting
be. I
smell.
don't know.
I'm not intolerant towards anything.
So the
Good.
the lactose, the reason that you have milk stouts and now milkshake IPAs, which is a new
Yeah, I even seen some like key lime. They're doing it
Yeah.
all, dude.
So the lactose doesn't ferment. The yeast doesn't eat that sugar, so it stays in, and so you get that thicker mouthfeel, a little full.
Add a little body to
We
it.
just got that peach. I wish I had some in some
It's a
high
little
school, if you
desserty.
know what I mean.
Yeah, this is some desserty stuff right here.
This a little Mike's Hard Lemonade in high school.
Yeah.
Mm.
The ladies would love it.
Tastes good to me.
Yeah. It's all right.
It's not Tim's. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I like the last one was my favorite.
Yeah.
So
Union.
Tim's
Yeah.
favorite beers are like, tastes like a beer.
Yeah. So when I roll in there, it's like I'll take the cream ale
Yeah, it's a
because
little
it's
sweet.
beer flavored beer. That's what I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
You know, back to MGD days.
Yeah, exactly. Foster's. Yeah, so speaking back to the days, Trooper.
The Troop.
The Troop. That was your ride that we were rolling in back in the day.
Yeah.
What year was that thing?
86.
Do you have a Zuzu Trooper?
2-door.
I had a '88 Bronco.
Yeah. The Bronc.
That
Bronco 2 or the
Bronco 2.
Okay.
Yeah, excuse me.
The Sport. Now
Yeah, I didn't have OJ money.
Yeah, Alan Harris had a Bronco 2. That
Nice.
was a nice Bronco 2. They're sporty little vehicles.
Yeah, they were. We had one for a while before the Troop. That was pre-Troop. My dad had a Bronco too.
I feel like there was a battle between Jeep Cherokees and Bronco 2s. Like they're both kind of that same.
Well, there was no battle between this fucking Isuzu that this gentleman was driving over here. Yeah.
Unstoppable.
How
Good
do you have a
times.
little pickup truck?
I did. Okay, so
He had that too.
I could go in on the Troop story, but I bought it when I was 15 from my dad,
Yeah.
and I
Well, it's
got
definitely
my
a family vehicle.
Yeah, I
I
got
feel
my
like
license.
your brother was even driving it too, right?
Nah,
No? Okay.
just mine. But I had my license 4 days, and then I totaled it. I hit a palm tree. Yeah, but so we were rolling in the Troop, probably pre-licensed in the neighborhood, down the easement.
That's why I thought maybe
Yeah.
your brother had driven it, but
Yeah,
incorrect.
I
I think he drove it to my house.
He probably
You
did.
might have driven it to my house before you had a license.
Probably. That
Yeah,
sounds
I hope you're not listening,
I mean,
Mr. and Mrs. Whaler.
Yeah, I
Cover
owned
your
it.
ears.
I owned it. You know, I bought it from my dad, so I had it for a year. So
Yeah.
you know, I just take it out.
You know what else that I have a fond memory that I just remembered, which I don't
Was
know
it
if those
Tim's
things.
sideburns?
I mean, yeah.
The
I mean,
monster burns, they're like down to here.
The chops.
Yeah.
No, I didn't remember that. I do now that you said it. He used to have me over and he'd be like, "You want to go online?"
Yeah.
96,
AOL.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
This dude
Fantastic.
was like the first person I knew that had the internet, dude.
It was on that disc.
Ding, ding, ding,
Dude, I had a stack of discs too. I'm like, how many hours do I need?
And then it's like you get on and then he'd be like, "Now what?"
Yeah.
You're like, "Mom, we're going online."
Yeah.
And then someone call, they fucking knock you off.
Right.
We'd like go to like a band's website and then he would just scroll and it was just like words. What did we do on there?
I think you could just like.
If
chat
you're like
on
any
It was
other
all
teenager,
about
you
the
typed
chat.
in the word titties.
Well, it was like in his kitchen,
Yeah.
so it was like,
Right,
I
yeah.
mean, his mom might have been cool with it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Going online. I think we looked up like, I think we might have looked up like shit like pictures from the Warp Tour or something.
I'm sure we did.
I know you've done it. You had to have done it. There's no way you didn't. But how old were you when you first looked up porn online?
On the internet?
Yeah.
I was like 18. But that
Really?
yeah, but
That
I
late?
never had a computer in my house. You know what I'm saying? The first computer
bloomer.
that I had in my house, 18 years
I was
old.
like 15.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I was like 15.
How old are you
I mean,
now?
Oh, I'm 43.
43. Okay, yeah,
I
that
mean,
makes
if you're,
sense. I
if you're
would've been-
talking about just actual
that's like
pornography,
98 for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
pornography and just
15 would be
the
like
Take 10 minutes.
magazines.
10 minutes to wait for the damn thing to get on the
Load a little
internet.
slower.
Right.
Well, yeah, it was just images. It wasn't like
Mhm.
video. That was
No,
too-
there was no.
Yeah, there was
that
no
was too
video.
many
No
megabits to
video.
get on there, yeah.
No.
You could download a video from Napster in about like 4 or 5 hours. It would be like
Yeah.
a 30-second clip.
Right.
That was the shit, dude.
Napster.
Yeah,
LimeWire.
Napster.
LimeWire.
Oh,
yeah,
LimeWire.
that was a
Yeah.
LimeWire.
Once
Yeah.
the torrents came in, that was whenever it was like.
I honestly miss making CD. Like oh wow, but this needs to be the third
hey,
song.
burn a
And then
disc.
yeah, like the mixtapes. That was like that was fun.
And you go through like 4 discs trying to burn it because it
Right.
mess up halfway through because
Yeah.
the phone would ring.
Error.
Yeah. Remember buying a CD? It'd be like $20. There'd
Yeah.
be one good song. You drop the CD in your car, and it would scratch, and like, there's $20.
Oh man.
4 hours of work.
I remember
Oh.
the new Vandal CD that I went to stick into the CD player and
Never
it
came out.
accidentally went above the CD
Oh
player.
shit.
And just hosed the thing. I still played it. I had
Damn.
to skip like 2 of the songs.
That's awesome. I remember listening to Less Than Jake with you around that, like, you know, I was in 9th grade, 96, you know, then I think you may have introduced them to me.
I may have.
Yeah, you and your brother were
Less than Jake.
into them, yeah.
Really? I didn't know you listened to Listen.
And they played at the Optimist Club.
Yeah.
They played at Project Graduation.
Yeah.
With like 30
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
They
well,
played at,
Yeah.
It's
what
Cameron-
year were you?
Cameron
Yeah,
had a
Cameron
collection,
brought
yeah.
them in. Yeah.
Yeah, because they came to the Optimist Club like the year before,
Mhm.
and then
And then they
Cameron
did the
had
Warp
number.
Tour that year as
Yeah.
well.
Then they got legit.
Yeah.
Then they
I've
fucking
seen
banged.
them I seen them probably like 2 or 3 times in the last like 3 or 4 years. I'm still going to
And
the
then
shows.
Jensen and Rob rigged the voting for our class song to be "Life of a Boring Town."
Nice.
It was
That's
like
awesome.
Prince 1999, and then they rigged the voting.
I think
to be-
Sunken John opened for him at
Sunken John.
the Optimist Club. Yeah.
That was a good. I remember I tore a CV axle on my '84 Civic because I was doing reverse donuts
Nice.
out in the
At the
parking
at
lot.
that show.
Yeah.
I
It's a good
I
show.
jumped out of my window to go to that show, and Charlie Breitenbach picked me up and drove me to the show.
That
So
sounds right.
yeah. I definitely took some groundation for it.
Wow.
It was worth it.
Yeah, it was fucking
Sunken John was like
amazing.
Shane Slusher.
And what was the singer's name?
It's like
God,
Jared
Shane-
Miles or somebody.
he might have been the drummer. Shane was, I believe, the bass player, and the singer was
Stuart Fenton.
Stuart Fenton.
Yeah.
He's I've seen, there everybody's trying to get together to do this Sheds Fest. Have you seen that?
Oh,
It's a
like-
group, and it was pre-COVID. All the musicians that had bands at the Shed,
Right, Ed
and
Sheeran.
it was gonna be at what's the place that's over there by Ruthie T's, the old Ruthie T's? What's that place? They got the ping pong tables.
Wicked.
No, right there on Thomas Drive. You fucking know this.
I don't live on
place.
the beach anymore. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
you
anything
did.
about
It's the
beach.
same place that it
Ruthie
always
T's,
was.
I don't know.
Rooster T's was the steakhouse. It's right over there by Emerald Falls. It's on the south side of Thomas Drive.
Talk about the Islands of Adventure or whatever it is. The little.
No, it's
Hamilton's.
It's
Foghorns. or
Foghorns.
something? Yeah,
Yes.
see, I do know it.
But that's where they were gonna have the festival, and then all this
That
shit
would've been
done.
awesome.
Maybe you guys could fucking
Totally.
have some people
We were
come
in,
play some
totally.
shoes there.
Yeah,
That's
I'll-
what-
Totally, I'm
I
totally.
called
Um,
my brother in for
yeah,
that. He was
But
the
Stuart
shit.
Fenton has a song online that I discovered, and it's "I Miss Mike Chic." It's like an acoustic
Nice.
song about how Mike Chic moved away and
Yeah.
he misses him.
And if you really look at the Sheds, right? That was like the Little League playing ground for like bands.
Right.
But they don't have that anymore.
No.
Right. So like, how do you expect to have a vibrant
Exactly.
music community when there's
Right.
no sand
It's
pit for them
very
to play in?
it's very touristy, and that was the one thing that was like not touristy.
Right.
In the middle of the touristy spot.
Sure.
Because back then it was like the bungee jump place was across the street.
Right.
The
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Walmart just got
Yeah.
built. The fucking Crystal was right there. Everybody was
And
right
there
there.
were the sheds.
Yeah. Fuck,
And
man.
Sheds.
I jumped over a few of those fences and ran when I thought the cops were going to arrest me for the rest of my life as well.
Little did you know your record would be cleaned at 18.
Yeah, I didn't know any of that. I just feared the sirens. So, where can people find your bar, your restaurant, online?
Facebook, just search for History Class.
History class.
And then Instagram, it's History Class Downtown.
Okay.
And website's historyclass.beer.
And do you guys have any like specials going on
Tim.
any of the nights?
Tim is the
Tim
special.
is special.
Specials all the time.
Special is really good
Everything's
food
special.
and really good beer.
Yeah,
Okay.
all the time.
Full
Sweet,
price.
man. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming out. The beer was fantastic. It was a great conversation. Thanks for coming through. Y'all come to 7th Seal and get a tattoo. Do you guys have tattoos?
No, but Tim's getting one tonight.
History class logo on your ass.
It sounds like a
History
company
ass.
expense.
We can
He's
make
got-
that happen. You want History Crest logo?
Yeah, it's a
I'll
company
text
expense.
my wife. She'll be like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, she will be.
Yeah.
She'll say shit.
She'd be. I'm headed that way now.
Speaking of history, your wife you went to high school with as well.
Yeah, that's right.
I've known her. You've known her whole life, basically, right?
Pretty much. Yeah, elementary
it's pretty
school.
cool.
on,
Yeah,
so-
yeah. I went to school and summer camp with you guys as well, man.
That's right.
It's pretty fucking cool, man. Ties all into the whole fucking deal.
History
Gentlemen.
class.
Thanks for coming out. You guys go to history class. Check them out. When you come to 7th Seal to get your tattoo, if you're waiting, go next door. Get you a brew. Get you a brew after. Yeah, man. I really appreciate you guys coming through. Hopefully we can do this again soon. Thanks for the drinks.